Most people talk about confidence. Today's guest actually teaches it. Emmie Levy is the creator of the Emmie Effect, a platform focused on helping individuals build real confidence through simple, everyday actions that actually stick. What started small has grown into a movement centered around mindset, energy, and showing up as your best self. But behind the positivity, there's a real story of building confidence, navigating pressure, and turning it into something bigger than just yourself. Today, we're getting into all of it. Let's do it. All right, well, Emmie, thank you so much for coming on to Disrupt for Good today. I have heard nothing but the best about you, and I'm just so excited to officially meet you and have you here today in person. So really a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. This is a joy. So far, I've known you for 5 minutes. I'm encapsulated with you, so I'm ready.
Same here, and I know that we're gonna be fast friends. So I had a phone call 2 days ago with a camp director, and I know you do your camp tours, but I'm actually just curious what you do during the year, because that's how I found you, your camp tour, and I saw you basically march around to a bajillion different types of camps. So what do you do throughout the year when you're not going to different camps?
Definitely. So for those listening who have no clue who I am, my name is Emmie Levy. I'm the founder of the Emmie Effect. I'm a confidence and manifesting coach for children and young adults. I help them boost their inner confidence, manifest their goals the same way I did dancing in the Super Bowl halftime show. And during the year, aside from the camp tour, it's schools, dance studios, sports teams, Girl Scout troops, home events. I mean, Dylan, you name it, anywhere confidence is needed. I am there helping them truly not only build their own confidence, but tap into the one that's already within them.
That is insane. I didn't actually think about the other avenues that this could really go into or manifest. So that is really so amazing to hear the other types of places that you really get involved with, which I love.
Thank you.
You were involved in the Super Bowl?
Yes, I was.
Which one?
The Usher halftime show, 2024.
Oh my God. So you're a dancer also?
Yes, my entire life I've danced. Manifesting truly has brought me to that point in my life when I got to dance in the halftime show. But yeah, danced forever.
So you really do need a lot of confidence to get to that point, obviously, to get involved with that sort of big event.
Yes, you need confidence, but most importantly, believing in yourself.
I love that. So really, what in essence is the Emmie Effect to its core?
Yeah, so I like to say the core pillars are confidence, kindness, and manifesting, but it is a national workshop experience designed to help young adults build their inner confidence, manifest their goals, and truly instill kindness, because unfortunately, kindness is lost in today's day and age as young as 8 years old. And it is truly my mission. I feel like it's my life's calling to help these young adults find that piece of them and bring out the best version of them in life.
I love that. I feel like in this day and age, we don't feel like there's enough people out there who exude the positivity and the excitement and the kindness that at least I'm feeling from you in this immediate moment, which I love. I feel like the fact that you found that calling is so special. We need more of that. So I love that.
Thank you.
You've built this brand around confidence and energy. Was there a specific moment in your life when you realized you needed to create the Emmie Effect, or that this was something that was your calling? Was there a specific story or time in your life that you felt made this the right time to do this? Passion for yourself?
So it's funny because it starts way back when I was in high school. I had a small business with a friend where we made these like little string bracelets. I wrote my college essay about it. It was called Choice Bracelets. You choose the way you live your life. Every day is a choice. Put your best foot forward. The proceeds went to teen suicide prevention organizations. But it wasn't until post-college that I really, truly understood the importance of confidence, self-worth, self-belief, all of that, and how essential having those skills are to manifest your goals. And I thought about my effect on my friends, on my family, on strangers that I smile at in the street. I mean, we're strangers. I hugged you when we walked in. And it feels like my effect on the world to give back that positive energy that I bring to the table every single day.
Yeah, just the smile alone really does carry so much weight. And I don't think people really do feel that every single day. That power really does hold weight, and it's something that needs to be recognized.
Absolutely.
So I want to discuss really, in essence, the word confidence. A lot of people do talk about that word, but you actually teach it. What did confidence look like for you before all of this, before really mastering it and going out there and teaching it to others?
Yeah, so it played a big role in dance. I've been dancing since I was 3 years old. I was on a very competitive competition team, and these dancers, they were the best of the best. And I was okay. I knew I was okay, but if we won, great. If we didn't, I knew we were getting ice cream after. But I was still just happy to be there. And I didn't realize until later in life when I reconnect with childhood friends that they're like, you were always confident. Like, what are you talking about? They're like, you were always just happy to be there and in the moment. And I never realized until fairly recently that that was confidence shining through, that I was okay with any type of outcome in a situation, if that makes sense.
Right. I think people are so competitive to a degree, to the point where it almost takes over their ability to feel confident or feel excitement for others, and almost overshadows that kindness to a degree, which I think is why in this day and age, people sometimes lose that sense of self in the way. But even though they do have that innate ability to get there, I just think that sometimes the way that the world is right now, it's unfortunate that those skills are sometimes taken over by our reality.
Yep.
Which I think is really a big thing. So for people who are 8 years old, how do you really help them shift their mindsets? Because they're sometimes in environments with parents and other individuals who really are role models for them, who might be creating negative opinions or environments for them to really not generate such great environments or emotions for themselves to really thrive in. So how do you really help them change that?
Yeah. So my workshop that I do, that was discussed bringing to camps and schools all over the place, it's a 90-minute workshop. The first 20 to 25 minutes are me sharing my story, who I am, the challenges, how on earth I've made it to where I am, showing the glamorous parts, but even more importantly, showing the not so glamorous parts, and how changing your mindset and truly believing in yourself, talking to yourself like you are your best friend, can flip that script for you. We do 2 activities in the workshop that promote manifesting confidence and kindness, one of which is playing a card game that I developed. I call it the Emmie Effect card game. It takes affirmations, I'm confident, I'm strong, I can do anything I put my mind to, and turns it into question form. Where do you feel the most confident? How do you make a friend feel special? What's a time you were scared to try something new? How'd you feel afterwards? And watching these kids as young as 8 years old tap into questions that they may deem easy when read at first glance. They're like, wait a second, I do feel confident when I do this, or I was brave in this moment. I did help a friend here. And it's why I keep doing what I do. It's why I keep bringing this everywhere. And it's just such a magical thing to see.
That's really amazing.
Thank you.
And what do you say is a challenge that you would express to those children that you've maybe faced on throughout your life's journey, maybe that you help explain to them to make them understand that sometimes those obstacles do come through, and that you can find the light at the end of the tunnel?
So with a personal obstacle in my life, I tell the story about the Super Bowl halftime show, how it actually happened. And with that, I watched the Rihanna halftime show in 2023, loved it. I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be in the halftime show. I don't know how, I don't know when. It's going to happen. And my whole family, all of my friends were like, Emmie, can I curse on this podcast?
Yeah, of course.
They were like, Emmie, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this will not happen. Are you kidding? Like, where did you even get this idea from? I'm like, no. I'm going to figure it out. I don't know how. I don't know when. And for 11 months straight, I did research, finding anyone I could on the internet to reach out to say, hi, my name is Emmie Levy. I want to dance in the Super Bowl halftime show, and here's why. Here are all the reasons that I want to do this. I did not hear back once for 11 months. And month 1 or 2, I could have given up. And I wanted to do this. I wanted to make it happen. And I kept going. I kept emailing. I kept figuring it out. And in December of 2023, I got the email that said, hi, Emmie. Not only have we seen your most recent email, we've seen every email since then. Here is an audition link. Good luck. And I share with them, and I watch them. It visually clicks for them that they're like, wait a second. This girl wanted this goal to happen. She didn't give up. She kept going. She could have given up at some point, but when you want something that badly, you're willing to go for it. And it's cool to share with them, aside from that, other obstacles that I've gone through, because in life, we all go through obstacles at some point. We can all relate to certain obstacles to a certain degree, and to see it at a young age from someone who's gone through it, I mean, it's really cool.
Nothing brings a smile on my face more so than that story, because I resonate very much so with that story.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting in
Tell me why.
We're sitting in this room right now, in this building right now, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm probably the youngest agent at this office.
Amazing.
And I, for the longest time, have been the biggest fan, the role model of my career, my life, is the man who started this company, which is Ryan Serhant. So I've always wanted to be, part of this company forever, be an agent at Serhant. And I said to myself, like, I'm making this happen for myself, no matter what it takes. And I basically emailed, went on LinkedIn, contacted whoever I could. Maybe I didn't hear back from every individual. I basically heard from a lot of different agents at the company saying, you need to have this amount of sales under your belt. You need to be in the business for this amount of time, and then we can reconsider the conversation. And then I basically was like, I'm not taking no for an answer.
Yep.
And I finally heard back from one of the groups, and they took the meeting with me, and it went really well. And here I am, and I'm proving the other agents who told me 10 no's that I'm making it here on my own. And I'm one of those people that believes that if you want something, go after it, because there's no reason not to. The world is really, as cheesy and corny as it sounds, your oyster. I mean, like, I feel like people really are so scared to really go after what they want. But
such a shame.
It is.
Like, you see so many people, like all of my friends, they want to do all these big things, but that fear of self-doubt and your inner voice and being like, that's never going to happen for me. That rare 1% of the people like yourself and me that are like, fuck it. I'm going to email as many people as I can. I'm going to figure it out because this is what I want to do, and then land it. There's nothing better.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, we're all people. Like, I feel like people forget, like, that we're all the same. Like, people think that just because someone's a celebrity, or because they're in a different caliber maybe, or a different group or whatever, that they have superiority or another level of success. But at the end of the day, we all are able to go after what we want. And I feel like that's just something that people need to remember.
Yes. Yep. I am speechless, because you're absolutely correct.
Yeah. So I'm in complete agreement with your story, and I completely resonated with it very well. You focus a lot of your work on young children. Why start as early as age 7, or even maybe younger? What are you seeing that most people are lacking innately?
Yeah, I start as young as 7 because I need them to, 1, have the fine motor skills to be able to cut out the crafts we do in the actual workshop. But I also need them to be able to read and understand everything I'm doing. With what I'm finding, it's upsetting, because life recently, kids are influenced by TV shows and movies, social media, by conversations they're hearing maybe in their homes or just out and about in the supermarket. And it's such negative energy, no matter what is said. Or maybe they're seeing a character on a TV show being the main bully, and they're like, oh, wait a second, she's cool, she has a lot of friends. And they're taking that and running with it because that's what they see and they know because they're so impressionable. But working with kids that young helps mold them for the future, which is just the coolest thing that I could ever even be a small piece of.
Right. I completely understand. And I feel like that's something that I wish I maybe could have taken part of. Like, I wish I almost had an Emmy effect or an Emmy workshop when I was that age. Like, I think every child needs this type of empowerment or type of workshop because they're all, dare I say, in need of that. Like,
Yep.
no one would suffer or not benefit from this type of work.
Thank you. That I appreciate that more than you know.
Yeah. I mean, there's not every day do you come from a lot of people that exude this type of energy or positivity. So it's really wonderful.
Thank you.
What's something you tried to manifest that didn't work out, and what did that teach you?
So when I moved to the city, I moved to the city in 2022. I graduated college spring of 2022, moved into the city. I was so excited to live here. My parents were like, hey, so you're not living here without having a job. You're going to figure it out. So I babysat for a long time. And in babysitting, I was like, okay, I need to tap into what I love. At the time, I loved doing social media stuff, graphic design, editing, all of it. And I found this website that allowed you to go to live tapings of TV shows, talk shows, everything. And I went to the Drew Barrymore show. I had the best time. I'm looking around, just like kind of taking note of what's going on. Was like, there's nobody doing social media like live as this show is happening. And there are so many different angles that in my head, I'm like, you guys are missing prime content right now. So just like the Super Bowl story, I reached out to anyone I could to figure out how I could even get my foot in the door. I was like, I will throw out your garbage and get you coffee for the rest of your life. Please let me just be there. And the TV strike happened. The SAG after whatever strike it was, it happened.
I remember when all the shows were kind of like canceled or cut out at that time.
Everything.
It was kind of sad.
It was very sad because they were like, hey, so we're on strike, which means we can't even like communicate with you right now.
Right.
So I was like, okay, that's fine. Pull it together. Everyone's going through this. I was like, it's not like it's a personal thing now. The strike, I don't know what happens to a strike when it stops. I guess that everything picked back pretty much. Everything bounced back. Everybody was answering emails, all good. And they're like, listen, we are so excited for our next season to be picked up. We do have a social media girl. I was like, at first I was like, okay, don't worry. But I was like, well, how did that happen? Because you did it and then the strike and now you do. I was like, okay, Emmie, you do what you do best, cry it out, and just have a cathartic moment about it because maybe this isn't what you're meant to do. And that same night, I also work for the New York Knicks. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I'm on their event presentation team with the dancers and the kid dancers.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the night that the Drew Barrymore stuff was like, hey, yeah, we don't want you. Hysterical crying. I open up my email. They're like, hey, here is your link to interview because we love what you're bringing to the table. I was like, wait a second. If I start to believe in myself more and have that moment to, yes, feel my feelings, but maybe this Drew Barrymore thing wasn't the path I was supposed to go down, and having the Knicks job, it just, life always has a funny way of working itself out. And while, yes, that was the job I wanted for so long, this Knicks job has led me to complete new heights.
I think there was a reason why.
Oh, yeah.
Drew Barrymore said no. And it's her loss, obviously. But I'll tell you, that's like, if there's like a higher power up there, if someone believes in that, which some of us do, that's their way of telling you, like, shift your direction, and that's where you're meant to be. And it's so amazing that you have that. So, like, it's great. And, like,
thank you.
Pursuing that and having that direction is so awesome. So
it was a roller coaster for sure. I was like, this is what I want. But you know what? There could be bigger and better out there. You just have to believe in yourself.
But also, you're living proof that there's so many people at this age, and this is also something to not do with specifically your Emmy effect, but also people at post-grad at this stage of life who are trying to just figure it out. And it takes them maybe a year or two to just roll with it and
Yep.
maybe have a couple hurdles and jumps along the way to find their passion, find their path. And
Yep.
I feel like just sharing that story is going to resonate and have people find that perspective along the way, which is going to be great because
I hope so.
a lot of people out there right now I know are struggling to
Yep.
find that area of where do I belong and where do I fit in this world. So I think hearing that's going to be great for them.
Thank you.
There's a fine line between positivity and ignoring reality. How do you stay grounded while staying optimistic?
So there is a quote that I say constantly, like ad nauseum, and it's be where your feet are. Being in the moment, being as present as you can be right now, literally looking where your feet are. We are standing on this beautiful blue carpet
Yes.
at Surhant, recording this podcast with you, and just knowing that you are taking it all in and taking every moment for what it is adds to that optimistic piece of like, oh my God, look where I am. On the flip side, when life does knock you down, I think about being where your feet are. I'm like, let me really bring it back in. If I am upset about a situation that has happened, I think about where I am and become grateful for it and think about the moments of gratitude I have in my life. And it starts to bring a smile back to my face.
I want to put you on retainer.
That's awesome. You're like, I need you in my pocket.
Yeah. No, seriously. I'm like, I want that quote. I'm gonna put that retainer. I'm like, we need more quotes every day. I'm like, people have like quotes on like their phone, like lock screen. And like that's when like someone like me needs on their.
Let me tell you something. A friend of mine that I work closely with, I was her boss for a little while at sleepaway camp, and I shared with the group. I said, when life starts to make you feel a little weary, be where your feet are. She got it tattooed on her foot. Like she has it on her foot. She has it every day for the rest of her life now. And knowing that I had that big of an impact with just 5 small words, like, and now it's on her foot. It's crazy.
It's like the let them theory. Like people tattoo that all over their body. She actually put it on like her book, like in the book, like maybe like 3 or 4 different dedicated pages of the tattoos. And I'm like, it's actually crazy what words really do symbolize and how the impact and power of words really do hold to people.
Oh, yeah. It's bananas.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah, truly. You have this very authentic presence online. What's your relationship with social media? Is it a tool, a pressure, or both? We tapped into that a little bit ago with your story with social media. And I know social media can be a positive and a negative out there, but
oh yeah,
going back to that a little bit.
Yeah, it for sure is both. I would say it's a tool in the sense that it lets people know, 1, who I am authentically, 2, what my workshop is and how I can connect with different groups pretty much around the country. But it is a pressure. I mean, I know nothing about being an influencer, doing a get ready. Like, that's not who I am.
No.
But it's what people connect to because, unfortunately, it's what people watch these days. So it's a very tricky double-edged sword where, for myself personally, I love it and I hate it. I mean, there are days that you're scrolling and you're like, yikes, I'm at my worst. How these people have all these things and how can I do that? But then I remember what I share with these young kids and I have to apply it to myself.
Right.
On the flip side, for these young kids, their audience is social media. I mean, they're not growing up and sitting down and watching Disney Channel. They're watching TikTok for 6, 7, 8 hours a day. And to almost make it, you have to have a presence, but it has to feel real. Like, it's like, I don't know. I have very mixed feelings about it because some days I love it and it's what is pretty much leading to some of the success I'm having. And some days I'm like, this is so crazy that this is what it's come to.
Agreed. And it's very hard for some people to not compare themselves to others who are out there who are making it on social media as a content creator or doing the get readies with me and have that ability to really connect with an audience. It really is difficult to not say to myself or to others who are out there, why don't I have that trait?
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you also have your own skills that other people are like, oh, I wish I had that, which is like, you have that Emmy effect that others people don't have that they wish that they said that they could. So it's like, I guess in a way you have to remind yourself of that, which is great.
You got to check back in with yourself every so often.
Yeah. Look down at your feet. Applying it as we speak.
Perfect.
Confidence is easy to talk about when things are going well. What does your message look like on your worst days?
Yeah, because I have worst days. People are like, oh my God, you're so positive. I'm like, there are days that I am the most sensitive person I know. I cry constantly. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's a cathartic release. But on the days where confidence is just not shining through, I like to journal. Very, very big component in writing things down. And I start to write down the things I'm grateful for. And it sounds very cheesy at first because I'm like, my family, my friends, my health, my life. But then I start to write it and it almost brings a smile to my face that I'm like, oh my goodness, I have all of these wonderful things to be so grateful for. What on earth am I even upset about? Like I forget what the funk even was and continue on with my day. I also like to incorporate movement. I love to still dance every chance I get to legitimately shake off the feeling of just bleh, kind of.
Yeah.
But the way that I apply that in my workshops actually is I have all the participants stand up, have them put their hands on their hips. I say, roll your shoulders back, stand like you have a crown on the top of your head, and repeat after me. And I say, I'm confident, I'm strong, I'm brave. And watching these kids say these words to themselves that they probably don't say every single day, it adds that much more confidence, especially on a day where they are feeling down.
Yeah. And hopefully they do really implement that to their daily routine, or think back to that moment when they're having that type of feeling of maybe not having that type of confidence on that specific date. I don't know.
Yeah. The amount of messages I get from these young girls that from camps, schools, dance studios, all over the place, they're like, hey, Emmie, I just want to let you know, I'm trying out for the volleyball team. I'm a little nervous, but I said affirmations in the mirror and I thought about what I was grateful for and I believe in myself and I'm just going to go for it. Like, I fucking did that. Like, it's so mind-blowing to me that it really is my effect on the world.
Yeah. And I feel like that must make you almost, I don't even have words for it. Like, it must make you feel like you have this type of adrenaline rush. Like, I think
every
like,
single time.
Yeah. Like, it just must, like, to have that ability to really impact these young individuals, it's really so special.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like, you're helping raise the next generation in a way to really become more positive, because we do need that. Like, there's so many people out there. I went to a high school that was so competitive. I always say it out loud. And I'm like, it was very hard for me to want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like always in your face, wanting to know your business, whatever it was. And it almost would not allow other people to really want to, especially for me, even like be involved in that. Like, I would just kind of take myself out of the equation, because when people were so involved with that, I call it like mishigosh, I would be like, removing myself. And it like was like, what did you get on this test? Like,
you're like, why do you need to know? Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
And let me continue.
Yeah. And it's just like, I think people in this day and age don't root for each other or care to. And I think also people belittled people's aspirations as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, starting a podcast or starting, you know, the Emmy effect or starting things that people are not so equipped or are used to doing, like out there, that are maybe like untraditional, are so special, but also should be celebrated as well.
Yeah.
And people don't typically do that in this day and age. And I feel like helping younger individuals realize that that's what we need to be doing is so empowering and so amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I could not agree with you more.
So what's the bigger version here? Where do you want the Emmy effect to go in the next 5 years?
So I think about it a lot, because as much as I like to be where my feet are, I like to have some sort of plan. But I mean, to inspire as many kids as I can. At this point, we are now all over the country, which is crazy. And when I say we, I mean myself and my parents, because they help me. My mom comes to every single event with me. She helps me set up, clean up, camera crew, the whole nine. And this summer, we are getting to go to places that I did not even think was a possibility all over the country. And I just hope to keep doing more of that. I hope to inspire, I mean, saying the world sounds insane, but I hope to inspire the world. I hope to help these young kids truly tap into what they have and flip the script in their head to that positive mindset.
Yeah, I love saying flip the script.
I say it every
I say it all the time. But I don't think it's insane to say changing the mindsets of the world, because if you say it's possible. And second of all, I want to ask you, what about, which I love all of what you have to say about, you know, helping kids and all that, but what about the adults? Would you ever consider the fact that they also need some counseling or some help with learning, you know, some tricks with the Emmie effect as well?
Yeah. So as much as my youngest is 7, 8 years old, I go all the way up to parent groups. I say confidence doesn't stop at a certain age.
It doesn't.
Because the more life experiences you have, the more, unfortunately, noise in your head and self-doubt you seem to accumulate over the years. And with the older age groups, I find that when they hear my story, they feel almost more closely aligned to it, because they could be going through that high school to college experience, that college to real world experience, real world to parent experience. And confidence is needed through all of that. And so is kindness.
Absolutely. And I feel like they maybe have some more experience, as you said, from age 8, as they can remember, all the way to age 60.
Yep.
That might need to be processed.
Yeah, correct.
So it's good that maybe like you have a hand in that to help them navigate that along the way.
Yep.
And I want to talk about the fact that you work with your mom, because that's so special. How did she get involved with your work with the Emmie effect?
Yeah, I mean, throughout my whole life, it's always been a Levy experience, and my family, my parents and my brother, it's all hands on deck. I mean, they inspired me to go after my goals. They raised me to be who I am. The Emmie effect would be nothing without my family, so it only seemed right to include them into it, knowing how they operate, and they know exactly how I operate. When I start to get tired, it's all over my face, and my mom knows exactly how to flip that script and pick me back up in a time where I need almost the Emmie effect.
Right, exactly. And when you're on tour, as you call it, and over the summer, like, how do you kind of create that ability to unwind and kind of relax? Because if you're going from place to place, camp to camp, how do you create that ability to unwind?
I don't, to be honest with you, but because I grew up going to camp and have just been in the camp world pretty much as long as I've remembered. I went to camp starting at 8 years old, and getting to see all of these different camps. I mean, we stay over at the camps. We sleep in their bunks, myself and my mom. When my mom can't come, I bring my friends, and we embrace every single camp that we are in. And it's almost like you unwind at the evening activity, at dinner. They have flagpole. It's so cool. A very different version of unwinding that my friends would be like, hey, why don't you take a shower and sleep? I'm like, I'm going to hang out with the hypnotist. That's the evening activity. That's how I'm going to unwind. But it's such a rush, because it's go, go, go all summer long. So there is no real downtime, but the gratitude I feel after every single workshop, it makes me keep going.
Is this something that you're doing again this upcoming summer?
Yep.
Are we able to announce that to the audience?
Of course. This upcoming summer, we are fully booked, which is bananas because it's March. Yes, just like your last podcast with Robbie, I was at the same tri-state camp conference as well and got to see all of the different camps all over the place, which is wild.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you're really going to be touching a lot of different kids' lives, which I love.
I'm very excited.
Yes. If someone met you 5 years ago, what would surprise them most about who you are today?
What would surprise them most is that I actually followed through with my goals. majority of my friends are in their 9 to 5s. They are in the office, head down, in the computer. And I went to college for education, thought I was going to be a teacher, student taught, got my certification to be New York State certified. And I student taught during COVID. And it added a totally different element that I did not realize, that everyone would have a mask. It would not be as creatively stimulating. And I knew I had more to give. And when I first shared this with my peers, they had that doubt, and they were like, okay, like, yeah, this is just like a little confidence thing, but what are you going to do for your job? I was like, I'm this. They're like, no, but for real, like, what are you going to do for work? Like, you need to make money. It's like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to keep babysitting. I'm going to keep applying for jobs. I got the next job. I can make it happen because I believe in myself. And fast forward to today, those same friends are the ones who are like, wait a second, how did you do that? And I'm like, I believe in myself. I knew that I could make it happen somehow, some way. I just needed to truly hold on to what I know how to do best, and it's put that best foot forward, and it turned into something greater than I could even imagine.
That's the best story possible. And a lot of people are so scared to take that leap. We talked about that earlier in the podcast, but it's really true.
Mm-hmm.
And I can relate to that so much so, because in real estate, it's a not a set job. It's not a 9 to 5.
Yep.
It's all on you to hustle and really make it on your own. And you really want to make it out there and be successful in a city like New York. You're going out there, you're creating those leads for yourself.
Yep.
And not everyone is always so supportive of your journey.
Yep.
I can say that with full, understanding, but it's an industry where also you're kind of not backed by a full-on salary.
No.
You're also making it all on your own.
Yep.
So as an independent contractor, it's hard to say what you're making month to month, year to year. So I completely understand where you're coming from, and where your friends might have said it's a worry that you're not taking on a regular type of career, but
it's the best decision I've
the best
ever
decision
made.
you can make.
If I didn't make it, I wouldn't be here.
You wouldn't be here. And also, maybe at the end of the day, you wouldn't be as happy as you are right now.
Oh,
you
my
probably
God.
wouldn't.
That's my most important. You need to do the things that make you happy. Life is short. Do the things that put a smile on your face.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Emmie, well, thank you so much for coming in today to Sirhan, and especially to sit with me today at the podcast. I can't thank you enough. Our viewers are so lucky to hear all about the Emmie effect, and I was so lucky to hear about the Emmie effect. It's such a privilege, and I'm so excited to hang out again in the future.
Oh, this is a continued friendship.
100%. We just met an hour ago, guys, and this is not over.
No, absolutely not. This was such a joy. This has made my day. And you, Dylan, I cannot wait to see where this goes.
Thank you. And I can't wait to see where the Emmie effect goes, guys. All right, stay tuned.